Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Final Fantasy VI walkthrough. I am joined by Stigma.
Nope.
Nope. And we are at the Opera House. Yeah, before I forget, I cut out a bunch of stuff there. The last video ended at Narshe, and Shadow was taking off. So, basically what I did was I ran all the way back to the Veldt and picked up Gau. And this obviously we've got Gau, Cyan, Locke, and Celes. So that is the team. You know, if you're doing it exactly like we are here, that's the team that you're going to want to have.
It's a solid team.
Yeah, and probably the biggest reason is because on the the minecart ride, we'll be forced to gain some experience, and in order to only gain 2 levels, and I believe you can do this. You might be able to do it with a combination of Cyan and Edgar. You might be able to. I don't know though. I never did the math on it, and that's not the way I wanted to do it anyway. So we've got Gau and Cyan, and then so on the minecart ride, Locke will gain 2 levels, and Cyan and Gau will not gain any. And the cool thing about that is that during that time we will get the Esper Bismarck, and Bismarck gives you the +2 to vigor, and that's kind of the way I wanted to build Locke anyway. I wanted to kind of build him more, strength based or vigor based. So
none of that HP cracker.
Yeah. So I finally did get to the, and now I'm doing some stuff in the World of Ruin now finally, and so obviously this is old footage, but I decided to not level and gain or go for the 9,999 health.
On one save.
Yeah, on one save. So I've got it. Yeah. So basically, I've got 2 saves going. One save is before I've started to level, really any, and then I shouldn't say that. Technically, my characters are all at least level 24, but that was my cutoff point where I decided to stop leveling in the World of Balance. But and reason being is because if you want to get perfect magic gains, you have to gain a level with Crusader. I think it's before level 26. So I think 25 is your cutoff. So you can get to level 25, but when you level from 25 to 26, with there's certain characters. It's Locke, Edgar, Sabin, Cyan, Setzer, and I believe Shadow. So it's 5 or 6, something like that. But everybody else will get perfect magic without having that issue. So yeah, so we're here at the Opera House.
The whole Opera House, I always thought was, I think pretty much every time I talk about how cool a part of this game is, but the Opera House really stands out to me as one of the coolest parts of this game.
Yeah, it's almost like this whole, it's like a story within a story.
Totally, and again, the first time I played it, the whole graphics were badass,
yeah, the little opera or
just the whole little
the band playing
going on, and then how the level itself is laid out. There's pretty much 3 kind of layers. You've got the actual stage.
Yep.
You've got behind the scenes, and then you've got upstairs.
Yep, the rafters. Yeah.
Pretty sick.
Yeah, they did a good job. It is a lot of fun. Granted, if you're trying to avoid the rats like I did, it can be a little bit frustrating. But and especially in this version, man, I watched the Game Boy Advanced version, and my God, the rats just moved probably half speed. It's either half speed or even slower. It's ridiculous. But, alright, so we got, what is this, Draco? Is that his name?
Yep. And the lovely Maria. He's, in love with her or something, and I forget what the whole story was, but basically he wants her snatch. She wants his dick, but she assumes he's dead, right? Yes,
I think that's right. The interesting thing, though, is whenever they refer to Maria, they only just call her Maria, so the character's name in this story is Maria, but then they always say that the actor's name is Maria, too. So, I don't know, maybe they just did that to in case it would be I don't know, complicated for some people. I don't know. But obviously Celeste is playing Maria. And
I never noticed that. That's
yeah,
funny.
it's kind of weird. I mean, again, I think it probably made it a little less confusing writing it that way. Because if the actor's name was something different, I think it'd be a little more complicated. So I don't know.
Here's Lockett's on face looking at that ass.
Oh yeah, he's totally checking out Celeste.
She was pretty banging there though.
Yeah, and there's a picture of her in Ozer's mansion, and I don't know if it was supposed to be a picture necessarily of Celeste as Maria or if it was the actual actor Maria. I'm not really sure, but kind of interesting.
I think they should have had Maria as a playable character.
Yeah, maybe with this sprite, be kind of cool. The cool thing too, I want to say in Ozer's mansion, no matter where you are in the room, the portrait faces you. So kind of like the Mona Lisa, right?
Oh yeah. Well, all paintings.
Forces of the West fell.
Their eyes follow you.
Yeah, well, if that might be in your head, dude.
Maybe that's just like my own paranoia.
I can see that.
I did smoke a lot of dope. I mean, that's
a well-known fact. All right, so your first line is "Oh my hero." I think if you've played this as much as I have, it's
you don't even really.
No, I don't even think about it anymore. I remember the first time though, I screwed up a lot. I don't think I ever read because you can read the score. Locke even says, "Hey, you should go check that one last time," and I don't bother. And I know I didn't the first time either. So. All right, I'm the darkness there. That's the second one. And I think if you hover over the option and just sit there, I think it'll automatically pick it for you. But I'm not 100% sure.
If you just don't do anything, like for some of her cues, don't you fail?
Yeah, you fail. Yep. Yeah, so that second one, you have to actually move the cursor down to the second option. So that one, I think you can technically fail if you just let it sit there.
I thought I heard something if you fail 3 times, like... I think there's a limit to how many times you can fail.
Yeah, there is a limit. Yep.
So what happens if you just fail the shit out of it?
I think that's genuinely a game over. I think that's actually
ends. It just ends.
Yeah, I think that is actually a game over then. And one thing that we will do, and now, in all honesty, I don't know that it really matters that much. Okay, so we'll just talk about the way I did it first. So what I do is I do all this stuff with picking the right options, and you dance with Draco here, and then eventually she'll toss the flowers off the balcony. Well, then Locke comes out and he finds the letter from Ultros and says, "Hey, shit's going down," basically, and then the impresario says, "Hey, go flip that switch and go save Celeste from Ultros." Well, because Ultros is going to throw their weight on our head. So what we do is I go up and initiate combat with one set of rats, and then just die. And then when it does that, you get the annihilated message, but it doesn't necessarily give you a game over. It throws you outside the Opera House. And at that point, you want to save your game. Because when you save your game that way, you then have the sewer rat rage. So, we're going to have a complete bestiary and rage list. And then the other good thing about that is you don't have to do this shit again. Because this...
It just passes right through it?
Yeah, it passes right through it. And you'll see, so, again, it'll be this video, and then I'm kind of going to say that this is like a 2-part Opera House video. This is the first one, and then we'll do the second part right after. And the second part, basically, after you get killed by the rats, you go back inside, and the impresario says, "Hey, yesterday's performance was a disaster," and then he says something like, "I'm going to give you 3 more chances." So, you could keep technically doing that, keep running into the rats and dying if you wanted, and not restarting your game. I wouldn't necessarily do it like that. I would just restart if you run into rats the second time. But so basically what I'm trying to get at here is that it skips all of this stuff. The second time you go in there after the impresario says, I'm going to give you so many chances. Well, then Locke basically just gets up in the middle of the performance and then runs outside the door, and there's the letter again from Ultros.
Okay.
And then Locke is like, "What? He's doing it again?"
Oh.
And then so then it's you just talk to the impresario again. He tells you to go hit the switch. So, you basically have to redo that part of it again. But that's a huge, if you're trying to do it like this, trying not to run into any rats. God, it would have sucked to have to do all the dialogue stuff again.
That would have been...
Yeah, that would have just... I don't even know if I would have done it.
Pretty rat shit.
Yeah, it's nice. It's kind of... it's already tedious, kind of the way it is. I did get really lucky, because, like I said, I did this playthrough actually twice in the last couple weeks, and the first time, I bet I spent a good hour on this part. It took a long time, and then the second time I did it, I actually got it on the second try. So, but that second time, though, I will say it took quite a bit more effort. This time, in the footage that I've got, it kind of looks like a walk in the park because the rats lined up like so perfectly. So.
But it is a nightmare.
It is. It really is. It really is.
I also just noticed something kind of stupid, like, with your party that you have.
Okay.
You have Cyan and Gao sitting in the audience. It just seems like kind of an odd pairing to, like, go
to take to the opera?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Gao's little head down there.
Yeah, Gao worst of all. That I don't even think he'll... So, like, when you get up with Locke, you can actually talk to... You can talk to your party members. And I don't think Gao... Well, maybe Gao does say something. Yeah, I think he does, actually. We'll see if I actually interacted with him, but... I think Sabin says something like, "Why are all these people singing?" or something like that. Like, he completely doesn't understand what's going on.
Has no clue.
Alright, so here he is. Here's Ultros. Got the 4-ton... The 4-ton anvil, or whatever that thing's supposed to be, the weight.
Which, that's a hell of a beam.
Yeah, that's true. I never actually thought about that.
And, maybe, like, they shouldn't be fucking with Ultros if he can just...
Yeah, if he can move a 4-ton weight. Yeah, I think I would just run. So there's the switch. You do have to hit that fourth one. I think you might be able to fail, too, if you hit the wrong switch. I'm not 100% sure on that, though. I know in the world of Ruin, you can monkey with those other switches, and the first switch makes like a dog barking noise, and then the second switch turns off all the lights, and then like the audience, you can see their eyeballs like twitching back and forth.
That's right. Yeah, I did do that. I messed with that. I always thought that was pretty funny.
So here I don't know. I just messed around a little bit. This is usually how I do this. So what I would normally do here is I'd stand up there and wait for that rat to go to the left across that beam, but it just happened to walk up and into me. So,
but you get the rage.
Yep. So yeah, that was I would have backtracked and made sure to run into him if I was successful, to get that rage. But so now this is the old playthrough, and I ended up with 5 rats, which, in my opinion, is not that optimal. There's one other formation that's only 1 of the yellow rats and then 2 of the gray rats. And that's the one I would rather get, that's the one that I ended up getting in my second playthrough, luckily. But, I wasn't about to redo all that dialogue just so that I could get that other easier formation instead of this one.
No.
Yeah, and reason being is... It really just boils down to spending time on the Veldt and not wanting to get this formation, because these, when you're at base levels, these things can be kind of a pain in the ass.
I imagine.
So yeah. So this is what you're gonna want to do. You're gonna want to get your game over. Well, not necessarily a game over. You want to get annihilated, and Celeste takes that 4-ton weight to the head, I guess. I don't know how that ends up working out, but Let's cut it here, though. Like I said, we're gonna this next video is gonna be getting past all the rats in in one shot there. So, like, comment, subscribe, whatever you guys want to do. Hope the guides are helpful though, and hope you join us for more.
For sure.
Thanks for watching.